Adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. Bob made a pan of brownies. He ate 4 of the brownies and gave you 3 brownies. What fraction of the brownies did Bob eat? If you look at the pan of brownies over here, you can see that there are 12 total brownies, and he ate 4 of the 12. So he ate 4/12. What fraction did you eat? You ate 3/12. And what fraction of the brownies did you eat altogether? If you just simply counted the brownies that are in here that have already been eaten, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you get 7/12. So what do you notice and what do you observe? So what you might have noticed is that the 7 is simply the total of what you ate and what Bob ate. And then you might have noticed that the brownie pan is still cut up into 12 brownies. It hasn't changed. So the denominator from here and here has stayed the same. There have been 7 total brownies that have been eaten out of a pan of 12. So 7/12 was eaten altogether. Bob now made a pizza. He had 3 slices of pizza and gave you 3 slices. What fraction of the pizza did Bob eat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 total slices, and Bob ate 3. And you also ate 3 of the 8. And what did you eat altogether? You ate 3 plus 3 of the 8 total, which gives you 6/8. Some of you might recognize that you can simplify this fraction to get 3/4. And if you look here, you might even notice that it's divided into fourths. So let's take a look at these 3 practice problems down here. We have 1/9 plus 4/9. Remember, we are keeping the denominator the same and just adding the numerators, and you get 5/9. Subtracting, same thing. You're subtracting the numerators. 10 minus 3 is 7, and you're keeping that denominator. 7/8 minus 2/8 will give you 5/8. Some key things to remember. If the denominators are the same, you're going to add or subtract the numerators and keep the same denominator. So in red down here you have 2 examples. 2/5 plus 1/5 is the same as 2 plus 1 divided by 5 over 5 equals 3/5. 9/13 minus 3/13 is 9 minus 3, which is 6/13. If the answer is a fraction greater than 1, change it to a mixed number. So 2/3 plus 2/3 would give you 2 plus 2 is 4, 4/3. Change that again. Remember, the denominator always stays the same. 3 goes into 4 once with 1 left over, 1 1/3. 5/9 plus 7/9 would be 12/9, which would give you 9 is the same denominator. 9 goes into 12 once with 3 left over. And then this kind of ties into our last thing to remember is you do need to simplify 3/9 into 1/3. So we have one practice problem for that. 3/10 plus 2/10 is 5/10, which can be simplified to 1/2. And lastly, we have another silly puzzle, adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. So E is 7/8 minus 3/8. 7 minus 3 will give you 4/8, and 4/8 simplified will give you 1/2. And you can see that that's right here. 2/3 and 5/3 will give you 7/3. That needs to get changed into 2 1/3, which is here. 6/5 plus 3/5 is 9/5. 6 and 3 is 9. Then that is going to change into 1 4/5, which is here.